Long ago, in the village of Nsumu, there lived a beautiful but wicked young woman named Adisa. She was known for her delicious food, which she sold every morning in the bustling village square. Her stews were rich, her fufu was smooth, and her roasted meat was so tender that people traveled from distant villages just to taste it. But Adisa had a terrible secret. Instead of cooking with kindness, she tainted her food with filth. She would secretly urinate in the pots before serving her customers. She did this not out of desperation but out of pure cruelty, laughing at the villagers who praised her cooking without knowing the truth. "Let them eat," she would whisper to herself. "Let them praise me while they consume my filth." Days turned to weeks, and weeks into months. The villagers continued to eat her food, and soon, strange things began to happen. People in the village grew weaker, their stomachs swelled painfully, and their bodies became frail. Healers tried their best, but the sickness spread like wildfire. The village elders gathered in fear. "A curse has come upon us," they said. "The ancestors must be angry." One night, an old and wise woman named Nana had a dream. In her vision, the spirits of the ancestors appeared, their faces grim. "The sickness that plagues your people is not from the gods," one spirit said. "It comes from the hands of one among you, one who feeds the village with poison." Nanaya awoke with a start and knew what she had to do. The next day, she went to the marketplace, pretending to buy food from Adisa. But before eating, she quietly poured a special herbal powder into the food, a mixture that revealed any hidden impurities. As soon as the powder touched the food, a foul stench filled the air. The people gasped and covered their noses. Nanaya stood tall and pointed at Adisa. "You have poisoned us all," she declared. The villagers, enraged and disgusted, demanded the truth. Trapped and unable to deny it, Adisa laughed bitterly. "Yes, I did it. I have been feeding you all my filth, and you praised me for it. You are all fools." Her confession sent a wave of fury through the crowd. The village chief, Chief Oban, stepped forward. "For your wickedness, you shall receive the punishment of the ancestors." The elders consulted the spirits, and the verdict was decided: Adisa was to be banished to the forbidden forest, a place where evil roamed and no one returned. She pleaded and wept, but no one showed her mercy. As she was led to the dark forest, she heard the whispers of spirits calling her name. The trees twisted unnaturally, and the shadows seemed to move. The moment she stepped inside, a great wind howled through the trees, and she was never seen again. From that day, the village of Nsumu was free from sickness. The people vowed to be careful of whom they trusted, and every new cook was required to prepare food under the watchful eyes of the elders. And so, the tale of Adisa was told for generations, a warning that those who feed others must do so with clean hands and a pure heart, for wickedness will always be exposed in the end. Years passed, and the story of Adisa became a warning told to children by the fireside. The village of Nsumu had moved on, but the forbidden forest remained untouched. No one dared to enter, for it was said that Adisa's spirit still wandered there, trapped between the world of the living and the dead. One fateful night, a group of young hunters dared each other to go near the edge of the forest. Kwaku, the bravest among them, stepped forward. "If Adisa is truly gone, then I fear nothing," he boasted. The others hesitated, but their curiosity pushed them forward. As they approached the forest, an eerie silence fell over them. The air was thick and heavy, and the trees seemed to whisper in voices only they could hear. Suddenly, the wind howled, and from the darkness, a figure emerged, pale, thin, with sunken eyes and twisted lips. It was Adisa. "You dare to come here?" her voice rasped, filled with bitterness. "Have you come to mock me as the village once did?" The hunters froze in fear. Kwaku gripped his spear, but his hands trembled. We meant no harm," he stammered. Adisa's eyes burned with anger. "No harm," she spat. "I was cast away, left to die in this cursed place. The spirits did not welcome me, nor did the living. I have wandered, hungry, alone, but now I shall have my revenge." With a screech, she lunged at them. The hunters turned and ran, their hearts pounding. They barely made it back to the village, panting and drenched in sweat. The next morning, they rushed to the elders and told them what had happened. Nanaya, now older but still wise, listened carefully. She nodded solemnly. Her spirit lingers because she was never truly punished by the ancestors. She seeks vengeance, but her evil must not be allowed to spread. A great ritual was prepared. The elders gathered at the edge of the forest, drumming and chanting, calling upon the spirits of the ancestors. They burned sacred herbs, their smoke curling into the night sky. From the shadows, Adisa's spirit appeared, shrieking in rage. "You cannot banish me. I am cursed beyond death." But the ancestors' voices rose like thunder. "You have poisoned the innocent, and now, your name shall be erased from the land of the living." A mighty wind howled, and the ground trembled. A great force pulled at Adisa's spirit, dragging her deeper into the darkness. She screamed, clawing at the earth, but she could not escape. In one final wail, she was swallowed by the ground, vanishing forever. From that day forward, the forbidden forest became silent. The whispers ceased, and no one ever saw Adisa again. The villagers knew that justice had finally been served. And so, the story of Adisa became a lesson for all. Those who bring harm to others shall never find peace, in this life or the next. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you would be notified when I drop an interesting story like this. Bye for now.